Hi guys, it's Sekaar, and today we're going to be going over my Stamina Warden build for the Firesong Chapter. I've been really liking this build a lot. I feel like the damage on this is really nice. The burst damage is really nice. The healing, the tankiness, everything on this feels really good. So I hope you guys enjoy too. If you're not, please do subscribe to the channel. It is free. It helps me out so much. We just passed that 3K mark, so we're just moving on. And I appreciate every single person that can help. But honestly, this build has been really nice. So I hope that you guys enjoy. And if you want to see builds like this more often and live in action, you can catch me live on my Twitch channel where I stream 5 days a week. The link will be in the description below. It's up to you guys. But guys, no more rambling from me. Let's just get on with the video. Alright guys, let's get started. First things first, we are going to look at our character sheet. We're going to be a Khajiit on our Stam Warden. Khajiit's going to give us the most amount of crit as possible on any class, so that is why I'm really liking Khajiit this patch. If you don't want to go Khajiit, I mean, Orc is fine, Wood Elf is even fine, even Imperial is fine. I just really like Khajiit for the crit. I just think it's really good, and it's probably the hardest hitting race this patch. Our attributes are going to be 64 points into stamina to give us a 23.4k stam pool. Our max health pool without our minor toughness buff is 30.5k, but it gets to a little over 33k when we just heal ourselves once in combat, or just once in general. And then our max magic pool is 17.5, which I think is actually a lot for not really putting any resources into it, really. Our Mundus Stone is going to be the warrior to increase our weapon damage. And then we're also going to be Vampire Stage 3 on this build because Vampire Stage 3 is on all of my builds to be able to really get that tankiness as much as possible. So the Undeath passive is amazing. The less health you have, the less damage you take. So I really like that. And then our food is going to be Orzoga Smoked Bear Haunch. As always, if you can't afford this food, use the Jewels of Misrule food. I like this one because you get the max health up as high as possible, and then by 4,300, and then your magic and stem recovery gets increased as well by 369. Our skills are going to break down like this. Our front bar skills are going to be Rending Slash as your main spammable. Trust me, it's going to make sense. It's really good on this build. Being able to just get that nice little bleed on them and the status effects as well with the hemorrhage is absolutely huge. I love it. Bird of Prey. This is going to give you a lot of different things on this build in general. First of all, it's going to give you major expedition when you use it, so it's going to increase your movement speed by 30%. You also gain immunity to snares and immobilizations for 4 seconds, so that is absolutely massive as well. And then also, what's very important as well is while slotted, you gain minor berserk, so it's going to increase your damage done in general by 5%. So that is massive. Bull Netch is also going to be on our front bar. Just by having this active, you're going to get Major Brutality and Sorcery, increasing your weapon and spell damage by 20%. Then also, every 5 seconds, you're going to get one negative effect removed from you. So that is massive. And then also, it's going to restore some stamina over time, but it's not much, so I don't really talk about it that much. We're using Deep Fissure on this build, using the magic morph of this, not the stamina morph. The magic morph is going to put minor and major breach on your enemies, so it's going to reduce their physical and spell resistance by 6k and 3k for 10 seconds. So basically about 9k. If they get hit by this, they're going to get their resistance is lowered. So that is absolutely massive. And then our last ability on our front bar is going to be Whirling Blades. We don't want to use this until they're an execute because it's a very expensive skill. And if you spam it, you will run out of stamina. So do not do that. So this is going to be the way to finish off the kill. It is a nice way to just secure it and just end it. It's a nice little AoE and it's a nice execute. So I love this ability. And then Dawnbreaker is going to be our ultimate on our front bar because obviously this is going to be a nice little stun, a little bit of burst of damage between Deep Fissure and Dawnbreaker. It's going to be a nice chunk of health. Then with the Rending too, it is absolutely massive. Then on our back bar, we're going to be using Polar Wind as our main burst heal. This has been probably the best heal of this patch right now. It is absolutely broken. It's really good. Honestly, they finally did what I said that they should do on Warden and change it to make it scale off of your spell damage and weapon damage instead of your max magic and all that. So I'm really happy that they did this, but I think that Warden still needs adjusting to make an actual mag build work. But as far as stam like this, it's very, very, very viable. We're going to be using Lotus Blossom on our back bar as well. So this is going to give you Major Prophecy and Savagery, increasing your spell and weapon crit by 2,629. Then also, while using this, your light attacks are going to restore about 1,800 health to you, and your fully charged heavy attacks are going to restore about 5k health to you, a little bit more than that. So that's absolutely massive. It's a really good source of sustain for your health, but also that Major Prophecy and Savagery is absolutely so necessary on this build. Being Khajiit and building a little bit into crit is highly worth it. Then Resolving Vigor, we're going to be using this as our main heal over time. This is going to give you a nice little 5-second heal, but then on top of that, you're going to be getting Minor Resolve, increasing your physical and spell resistance by 3k for 20 seconds, so you're getting tanky with this as well. And then another one of our heals over time is going to be Leeching Vines. Getting this is going to really help your just sustain, because you're just going to be able to heal through a lot of things between this and Resolving Vigor. They're both going to be nice heals over time that I definitely suggest using. I love them both so much. And then Ellie's Susceptibility. They buffed this current patch, and I think it's absolutely one of the best skills in the game now that not really many people are talking about. Getting Major Breach on an enemy is absolutely massive, but I mean, you already have that with the magic morph of Shulk, so that's not really the part that I'm really too focused on. But every 6 seconds, while this ability persists, the enemy is afflicted with the burning, chilled, and concussion status effect. So it's going to be putting all 3 of them on your enemy, so that is absolutely massive. The amount of the amount of status effects that you have on your enemy at all times now is really good, and I will explain in a little bit why I'm liking that so much. And then our back bar ultimate is going to be Temporal Guard. We are basically just using this to get that minor protection on the back bar. That is really, really, really good. It's a really good way to just keep your tankiness up as much as possible. If you feel tanky enough on this build already, which it's very possible that you do, just use something like Northern Storm or something like that, and you're going to be doing a lot of damage as well if you don't want to use Dawnbreaker. Then onto our gear. Our monster set is going to be Mighty Chudan. Mighty Chudan is going to give us the 1-piece armor. The 2-piece is going to give you both max health, and you gain Major Resolve at all times. So it's going to increase your physical and spell resistance by 6k. That is why we do not have Ice Fortress on our bar for our skills, because we are using Mighty Chudan instead. So it is a great way to free up a skill slot, which Warden always suffers from. I feel like Warden has so many different skills that are viable, and it is tough to fit them all on at once. So this is a great way to just fit them all on. So our monster set, Heavy Mighty Chudan in Reinforced for our helmet. Our shoulder is going to be Medium Well Fitted. Our chest piece is going to be Ancient Dragon Guard in Heavy in the Reinforced trait. Ancient Dragon Guard is a craftable set, so it's nice and easy to acquire. The 2-piece gives you max health, the 3-piece, weapon and spell damage, the 4-piece, crit chance, and the 5-piece is when you're above 50% health, you're going to add 289 weapon and spell damage, but when you're below 50% health, you're going to be adding 3,339 physical and spell resistance. So it's a great way to be tanky when you're at lower health. That and the Undeath passive is really going to help your tankiness. But when you're above 50% health, you know, when you're going offensive, then you're getting that bonus of your weapon and spell damage. So I think that's really huge, and I really like it. So again, Heavy Reinforced chest piece, Medium Ancient Dragon Guard Impen belt, Medium Ancient Dragon Guard Impen hands, Medium Ancient Dragon Guard Impen boots, and then Heavy Ancient Dragon Guard Reinforced legs. Onto our jewelry, we're going to be using 2-piece trainee on our build. That way we're going to get max health and max magic from that. It's the best little 2-piece in the game, I think. So the 2-piece is going to give you max health and max magic. And our necklace is going to be weapon damage enchant with a swift trait on it. Then our other ring is going to be a weapon damage swift trait with swift as well in weapon damage. Oh my god, It's been a long day, guys. And then our jewelry, or our mythic, is going to be Death Dealer's Fate in the infused trait with a weapon damage enchantment on it. I like Death Dealers, but I also like Pale Order for this build. So if you're solo, run Pale Order. Trust me, the healing on that is nice. And it really allows you to go offensive. But Death Dealers I really like as well, because it's going to really help your resources as much as possible. So when you're in combat, you're going to be getting stacks of what's called Escalating Fate. So it's going to increase your max health, max stamina, and max magic by 88. And you can get 30 stacks. So 30 times 88 is something. I don't know math. It's about 3K or so. So it's really going to help your overall stats. You're going to have about 36K max health. Your stamina is going to go up a lot. Your magic's going to go a lot. And it's just going to really help your overall sustain. So I like this a lot. If you don't want to run Pale Order, this is a great. This is the best mythic that you can run on this build. Our front bar weapons are going to be Master's Dual Wield Perfected Axes. Our main hand is going to be Nirnhoned, and our offhand is going to be Sharpened. Our back bar is going to. I didn't explain it. Master's Perfected Axes, the 2 perfected line gives you crit chance, which is, again, we're putting so much crit into this build, that's really, really, really heavy. And then the other 2 pieces is going to be, it's when you use twin slashes, you're going to increase your damage done by 1,635 for each hit of the initial attack, and also the bleed. So it makes that ability hit really hard. And then on your back bar, Vadishron Perfected Ice Staff, this is going to be linked to the LA Susceptibility skill that's on our back bar. So if you use this, you're going to basically create a tether between you and your enemies, basically putting either flame damage, shock damage, or frost damage every 1 second on them. And it's going to really just increase your overall damage and increase your pressure between the Vadishron ticking and then the Master's Dual Wield ticking. You're really chipping away at their health. And then if you get a nice little Sub-Assault, then Dawnbreaker Spin to Win combo, you are just cleaning up that kill easily. I really like the amount of pressure that this build provides. And then finally onto our champion points. Our blue slottables are going to be Focus Mending, Master at Arms, Ironclad, and Force of Nature. Force of Nature is the reason why we're stacking so many status effects on our enemies. It's going to increase your offensive penetration by 660 for every status effect that your target has. So they're going to have a minimum of 4 status effects on them at all times. So it's going to increase our pen on them by a little over 2,400, I would say. So that is going to be your hemorrhaging status effect from your twin slashes. And then also the 3 status effects that you get from your LE susceptibility as well. So I really like just increasing your pen as much as possible, and this is a great way to do it. Our red slottables are going to be Sustained by Suffering, Survival Instincts, Pain's Refuge, and Celerity. Our green slottables, which are the least important, only really use Rationer, Liquid Efficiency, and Breakfall right here. It's not a slottable, but it is still very, 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 very important to use. Alright guys, that is the entire build. I really hope you enjoyed. I have absolutely been loving this build. It feels really good. The damage is good. The healing is good. The tankiness is good. It feels good, this patch. And I think that's most important above all. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, and if you're not subscribed, please do so. We're trying to post at least once or twice a week here, so with your guys' help, you know, we can slowly get to that 4K subscriber mark, and I would really, really, really appreciate that. We just passed the 3K one a little bit ago, and I have been absolutely loving the journey, so I owe it all to you guys. Thank you guys so much. If you want to see builds like this live in action, or just seeing me test builds in general, you can always catch me live at twitch.tv/Sekaar, where I stream 5 days a week. I'm usually streaming during the day, so come, stop by, you know, say what's up, say you're from YouTube, and I will be like, oh, that's awesome. That's about it, though. But guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm not going to ramble anymore. I could talk for days about stuff like this, how I'm so appreciative. But that's it from me, guys. Hope you enjoy, and I will see you guys on the next video. Later.